Welcome to AgriFood Conversations, brought to you by iSelect, the Van Trump Report, the Yield Lab Institute, and Family Farms Group. I'm Hannah Hund, an analyst on the iSelect Fund Ventures team, and I'm excited to welcome you all to today's discussion. AgriFood Conversations is all about driving innovation in agriculture. Each month, we highlight a specific theme, including emerging topics such as soil health, plant genetics, vertical farming, and aquaculture, to name a few. This month's theme is supply chains, and on today's call, we're joined by Francisco Oliveira, B2B Director at BovControl. BovDairy seeks to promote greater efficiency across the milk value chain through greater productivity on the farm, technical assistance and application of best practices by field agents, promoting greater security and price predictability, risk management and losses, and compliance with current regulations. BovControl developed this solution through a validated product designed for Nestlé, the Leiteria App, a solution that is being actively used by more than 2,500 dairy farmers who supply milk daily to Nestlé. The solution not only empowers the farmer with consolidated information in practically real time, but also plays an important role in enabling technical assistance in the field and guiding the milk sourcing management team through data. Each of you knows companies are more likely to succeed with the right network of customers, talent, investors, and advisors. We've invited you to this call because you're some of the smartest, most talented people in BovControl's market. You are potential customers for BovControl's products and services. You have built a company similar to BovControl's, or you are a sophisticated business person or agricultural professional who understands the market and the challenges and opportunities BovControl may face. Before we get started, we have a quick poll question to get a better idea of who we have on the call today. Please take a few seconds to answer. A few process comments while that poll's running. We are not soliciting investment. This presentation is to provide information to help BovControl find customers, mentors, and other strategic relationships that can help them grow their business. You are all on mute. You can use the Q&A window to ask a question at any time. This presentation is being recorded and will be available for replay. So without further delay, I'm pleased to introduce Francisco Oliveira, B2B Director at BovControl.
Hello, everyone. I am Francisco. As Hannah said, I'm Director of BovControl, B2B department. And I will start, Hannah, can I start now the presentation?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, BovControl is a startup whose purpose is to digitize livestock information worldwide, to reorganize it to feed 1 billion people a day until 2022. We understand our purpose through the problem that we identified as the lack of information through the livestock chain. We have ranchers that don't manage their informations and processors that can have those informations through the chain with the retailers don't have information and then the consumers. So we want to reorganize the informations, organize this value chain, should understand and deliver information through the process and understand the impacts of the livestock chain in the world and on the people's lives. So I have a way to describe our history through the path of digitalization of livestock chain. So I put on 4 phases, and I will start the sequence of my presentation by explaining each of the 4 phases of our solution. And we are on the digitizing of milk sourcing and dairy for dairy processors on the phase 2. So I will be quick on the first 2 phases. and then I will be more complete on the digitizing the livestock and the milk sourcing for dairy processors. So our phase one, we call the bottom-up strategy, where the ranchers input data on an application to help them to manage their farms and their production. So this first phase in 2013, we launched the BovControl app, an application that helps farmers to management of their herd, their production, task manager, financial management, and people management. We have a solution on mobile platform as well. We have some dashboards for the farmer to understand production, gender, milk production, genealogy, and more things about that. We started to grow faster. So now we have over than 60,000 ranchers, active users on our platform in 47 countries, and we have a 77 engagement growth on per quarter last year. So as we started to grow with this solution, we reached the phase two of our strategy, the top-down strategy, from market to the rancher. What is this movement? We started to build solutions in 2017 to companies, customized solutions that brings data from companies to farmers. One example to illustrate this solution, it's a customized solution for Nestlé. On 2018, we launched the Leiteria. This application, it's a tree interface solution for the milk sourcing area of Nestlé in Brazil. We digitize information of quality of milk, volume of milk, prices, and now we have the water management solution feature, for the application. So what is this? We validated a thesis that we had about digitizing the milk supply using mobile applications and interacting with farmers. We have the right side here, interface that brings from Nestlé to the farmer the information is collected every day on their suppliers. Like every day they collect milk, so every day we have information about milk. 3 times a month they collect analysis of quality, like total bacteria count or the somatic cells count, and we give these informations to the producer almost in real time. We have another interface that's called the field agent solution that standardize the procedures, their daily procedures on farms. So if a farmer have a problem of somatic cells, the field agent understands before they are going to the farm what they have to do. So they have a checklist about antibiotics or about mastitis to roll on the farm, and then this checklist is uploaded to the farmer and to the center of Nestlé. And they have a dashboard, the corporate dashboard, to manage those informations and understand it about in levels of national levels or regional levels or the field agent levels, to understand all those KPIs that they set to raise the quality of milk, as well the traceability of those informations, and understand profoundly each of their producers. Now we have about 2,500 milk suppliers, active milk suppliers on this platform with an engagement of over than 80% of those accessing the application weekly. This solution helps us to build another solution called BovDairy that I will go through in a couple of slides. But it's very important that to say that we validated the solution with the larger food producer in the world as Nestlé, and we did it in Brazil, and we are in conversations with the headquarters of Nestlé to roll out this solution to another countries in the world. So now I will talk about our phase 3 that we called as the two-sided network effect, where we use the bottom-up and top-down strategy working together to get this network effect. We understand that the network effect that we want to create in the solution is that each farmer that access our application, each user will create value to the company that is using in the other hand our solution. Sorry. And each company that enters in our solution will generate more value to the farmer. So this is the network effect that we are starting to put in our solution. So BovDairy, it's a BovControl product that every dairy processor can use. And it has as well 3 interfaces. The farmer interfaces, that where it's possible to enter data in the field. We are a solution that works offline first. So even if the farmer don't have internet connection, they can upload his information, and when he get a internet connection, it will upload it. So on BovControl, we will manage volume, price, quality of milk, and it's an important gateway to communication through the chain with field agents and with the corporate, the origination or milk sourcing area of dairy companies. The another interface is the field agent with some additions that we understand that we want to do in this solution. So the field agent can use it in the daily activities with notifications, alerts, with their agenda, and as well the producers that he attends. And in the corporate dashboard, he can manage the informations about the productions and set KPIs for risks, compliance, and milk quality. So the main benefits of this solution, first of all, in compliance and risk management, is that registering the productive process on the farm and collecting evidence, the industry can make plannings of improvements that they want to do in some ways of certifications or following regulatory requirements. We have, like in Brazil, a lot of regulatory requirements that the government sets about the quality of milk. So if the industry don't collect those informations, they can have a fine. So it's a very important process, and we get those logs of all those informations to deliver to the industry, and as well to how can I say, lower the management risk. And in this solution as well, we are creating a channel of good production practices on farms, because when the farmer don't have the knowledge of some way of production that the dairy processor wanted in the milk, we can help them with instructions and tutorials. On the quality standard, we can raise the quality standard with an important agent in this process. We understand that the field agent is a very important persona in this product, because they can help the dairy farmers to understand the solution. As well, they can help them to go through the digital transformation of his property. So with standardized procedures for each type of visit, we can raise the quality standards of the milk because of the attendance of this agent on the farm. We can share the recommended improvement plan with ranchers, so we can track that rancher was informed about those improvements that they have to do. And we can as well communicate with them. The industry can communicate with them, setting through notifications their guidelines. With the corporate dashboard, we have benefits that the dairy industry can monitor KPIs related to milk sourcing by plants, highlighting volume, quality, price of milk paid to producer. They can possibly to benchmark other plants with the national average. They can do audits on checklists done by the field agents to track the productivity of these personas and users. And it's on the dashboard is the management of the tool. So there's the notification center. They can extract reports, user management, as well as in these pandemic times. We understand that our solution has the benefits of reducing costs. We analyzed a dairy industry that has 2,000 milk suppliers, and they spend about $16 per monthly per user. So with this information, we can help them to reduce costs on postage, on mail handling, as well as customer services with call center and CRM solutions that they need to use with their field agents. So we have our solution for a package of 2,000 suppliers will be $14.90 so per user per month. So we can help them reduce it more than 10% of this cost, generating other benefits that the platform uses. And we have a benefit to be a software as a service with the main advantages of these solutions, with resilience, accessibility, scalability, easy to management, upgradability, competitive edge, reliability, and cost savings. As I said, we have plans from $14.9 per user per month to dairy companies that has at least 2,000 users monthly. So our solution aims the integration of the dairy cattle value chain with coordination of those primary chain agents, a comprehensive data collection system for dairy farms. On compliance, it's an important issue, not just in the US, for it's an important component to face traceability challenges. We are talking on this issue, I forgot to mention, we are talking with a very big packing company that packs milk, and they want to do full traceability of the chain, and we are on a pilot program with them to start the traceability of the milk and understand how we can do it. It's very has a lot of challenges, but it's a start to understand the KPIs of the producer, the farmer, and deliver information through the chain. It's an important tool for quality control monitoring and for the risk management of the supply. And we have a strong approach on the social environmental impact on livestock and planet. On other solutions, we have the measure of greenhouse gas emission tool. It's a project that we are doing with FAO and Telefonica, and it's an important for us. We are understanding these impacts to add on the BovControl solution, as well as the water management for the activity. And in the fourth phase of our strategy that we are going to put on market on the end of this year or early next year, it's the artificial intelligence platform. We hired already a data science manager for our solution, that we understand that as the data records exponentially grow, we have more accuracy on projective analysis for supplies in future. And this information is very important for both sides, the farmers and the industry. The farmers with predictive analysis of prices can sell better their products. They can do a hedge of their production, as well as the dairy industry will be able to sell better and buy better their products. So this is the BovControl platform that we are building. We have the BovControl, the BovDairy that I just showed to you, the way that we will understand to digitize the milk sourcing for dairy companies. We have another solution called BovBeef that do the same way on the beef cattle chain. We have the GHG calculator that I said that measures the greenhouse gases emissions and climate risks, that we are developing right now for FAO and the Ecuador government, with the sponsors of Telefonica Spain. And we have another product called BovScore that analyzes the score of production of producers, and it's a backlog product that we are designing for financial institutions. This is our team. We are in 14 collaborators and 5 contractors and 1 more volunteer. So we have a team of 20 people based on USA, on California, and here in Brazil, where I'm located. We have a farm lab on Fresno University, where our B2F team is based, and they are based next to the barn of the university, so they can leave the daily milk production on the the university, and we have another farm lab here in Brazil, in the countryside of São Paulo, that produces milk and beef. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. And now I am available for questions. And I'm sorry about my English. And that's it. Hello.
I'm not sure what happened to Hannah. She should be right back. But we do have a question here from Anderson. Do you see any potential issues with the business model of fixed price per farm unit due to the size of farms being extremely different according to the country? USA industry is very consolidated compared to Brazilian dairy industry.
Hannah, I'm sorry, I just didn't hear the first phrases of the question. Can you repeat, please?
Sure. Do you see any potential issues with the business model of fixed price per farm unit due to the size of farms being extremely different according to country?
Yes. Yes, this is a challenge between the two countries that we know better, Brazil and US. Here in Brazil, we have 1,200,000 milk producers, and in US we have about 40,000 producers. So we understand that we have in the price formation some assessments and customization that will impact on the price depending on the number of farmers on this network. So the price is from $14.90, but we have to understand better the markets as we are launching now this product. As I showed to you, we will understand how the markets behave. But as we are selling a solution to manage farmers, we understand that we have to put a price based on the user. But it's a concern of our development and our price formation here. Thank you for the question.
Great. And Francisco, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much for this really interesting presentation. I just want to let all of the attendees know that they can ask a question by typing it into the Q&A box, or if you'd like to answer your question out loud, you can raise your hand using the participants feature on the side, and we can unmute you to ask your question out loud. We have another question from Ricardo Diaz. He asks, could you provide examples on how Nestlé benefited from BovControl's solution when compared to the way they used to operate before using BovControl?
Yes. Well, one example is that before they were using BovControl, the solution that we call Leiteria, the field agents used to visit producers. Let me rephrase it. The field agents of Nestlé attend about 300 milk farmers, dairy farmers. So they didn't have the information earlier to attend with more efficiency. So they choose without data the agenda that they will perform on the day daily activities. So now they can set, they know that they have 5 problems that comes from yesterday about somatic cells. And the next day they have information about the total bacteria that they need to do checklists. And we have 9 procedures, standard procedures for them, and they receive informations and they can act faster. So this is one benefit. And the way that they use to operate is that they control it in spreadsheets, informations, and they used to have the informations about quality and volume and price that were deconcentrated. They were not together for the producers. So with this solution, we have more transparency between Nestlé and the dairy the dairy farmer. Another way that the benefits is that the application for the farmer has as well those standard procedures, the same ones that the field agent do on the field. So now in this pandemic times, they are doing remote assistance, understanding the KPIs about quality of milk and structuring the farmers. So there's a lot of benefits. And another benefit, it's a communication channel that it's more faster and it's more transparent. Did I answer your question? If you have some more, Ricardo, I will be glad to answer.
Great, thank you. And we have a question from Bernardo, who asks, how do you see BovControl connecting to a blockchain specific solution and cryptocurrency in the future?
Well, it's a great question. We have 2 groups, one group of study that we called the BovChain to understand how we can plug a blockchain solution on our solutions. I think we believe that it's a very important issue, but first we need to put those solutions on the field. We need to the dairy industry started using it to apply this layer of blockchain, and in the future we can add this transactional layer as well. We will be glad. We're starting to study about the hedge of milk production for farmers and about insurance for farmers as well. So I understand that this is a way that we can add cryptocurrencies on our backlog, and we have another interesting thought about it. We have a group studying about the greenhouse gases emission. Our PO of BovControl, we are doing a solution for FAO in Ecuador, and we are studying about our own study of greenhouse gases emission, and we want to add later a way to the producer, the farmer, to sell their carbon credits on the through BovControl. And it would be very interesting to add a cryptocurrency on this area.
Yeah, that's great. What are some of the variables that you're measuring to be able to determine the greenhouse gas emissions level?
I am not the specialist on this, okay, but I can say that the way of the production is very important. Manure, how you manage the manure, if the cattle is raised on feedlots or raised on pastures, if what is the antibiotics that they use. So it's I am not the specialist on this area, but I know that the great impact is on the way you manage their manure and what they eat.
Great. Yeah, thank you for that perspective. We have a question from Anderson Veronese. They ask, how does BovControl integrate with current software that are in place at dairy farms, such as DairyComp or PCDart, etc.? Do you see these as competitors for BovControl or potential partners?
We don't have integrations already, but we have integrations with those that they put here, DairyComp or PCDart. But we have integrations here in Brazil with SAP and IBM, and we don't see as a problem because I believe it's not a competitor. I believe it is a potential partner, as Anderson put, because we can add some APIs to collect those information faster and add on our solution. We are doing this with Nestlé on their softwares. So we have 4 times a day an integration with their solutions, as well as CRMs or other softwares. We believe that we want to create an ecosystem with integrations. And the more data we have, it will be better for the solution. We have tons of databases in our backend.
Great, absolutely. We have a question from John Jefferson who asks, what steps are you taking to anonymize customer data in order to produce the network effect?
Well, we are following the protection, the laws of protection of data with this job that we are doing for Nestlé. We have to do a very specific procedures of assessment of data, and we are prepared to solve it. I can't say a specific step of it, but we are taking all cares about anonymizing these customers. We won't put this data open for the chain. What we will do is that the farmer that wants to join a solution with a dairy company, they will have to allow the transit of their information, but just a specific information about what they are selling to the dairy company, not all the informations about the producer.
Absolutely. And I'm really interested to hear more about the network effect. Of course, having 60,000 ranchers in 47 countries is really impressive. How have you been measuring the effectiveness of this network effect?
It's a great question. We, as we said, we started in this year to put this network effect strategy on the line. So right now, in this moment, we are measuring the acceptance of our clients and pulls with the users. So we have a customer success area that collects critics and about it to address problems. But we are receiving a lot of good news about it, and a lot of them are excited with our solution. And one moment. We understand that more farms bring more value to corporation, and more corporations bring more value to farmers. And this is what we understand that will generate they are generating the network effect. So Nestlé is really happy with what we are doing, and we go on field trips to talk with farmers, and they are also happy. In the BovControl solution, we have a growth, a very interesting growth on users. So we are scaling the data records 2 times per quarter in both sides. So I understand that we are on the track of this strategy. We don't have a lot of KPIs to present here, Hannah.
Great, and thank you for that perspective. I have another question from Andre, who asks, could you have priced based on the size of the herd?
The price is set not just about the size of the herd. Oh, sorry, not the price of the milk. I think he's asking about the price of the solution, right? No.
I think so.
Our price is from users. That's what we understand that will be better, and not from the size of the herd.
Thank you for that answer. Well, attendees, if you have any last minute questions, please feel free to throw them into the Q&A box. I'd love to ask you, Francisco, what is the best way to get in contact with you, and what could the audience help you out with?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Yes. My first question is, how could we best get in contact with you?
Okay. Well, my email is francisco@bovcontrol.com. francisco@bovcontrol.com. And it's the best way to reach us. But we have as well as our website and our LinkedIn pages that users can follow and get information there. But I'm free to talk through my email.
Great, thank you. And what could the audience best help you out with?
Well, now that we designed this solution, the best way is to bring more insights about what the United States market needs the most in the management of networks of milk producers, milk farmers.
Great, thank you for that perspective. And I have one more follow-up question from Danilo, who asks, on behalf of Mark, what is the size of this market? I saw in one of the decks that it is 1.7 trillion. Could you articulate more about that?
Well, we have in the dairy market, just the dairy market is 440 $1,000 billion, and the beef market, it's $380 billion. Just those two segments almost reach $1 trillion. When we add in this count the 150 million farmers, we understand that it can reach $1.7 trillion in market, with not just the beef and dairy markets, but on the retailer markets, on the financial as financing the farmer, insurance for the farmer, the distribution, the inputs on the farm, the equipment and machinery, we reach this number.
Certainly an incredibly...
I can send more information with the information of this number, no problem.
Yes, that would be great. And certainly a huge market, and we're all really pleased that you're working to tackle some of the challenges of that supply chain.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, it looks like we don't have any additional questions. Francisco, I want to thank you and the audience for taking the time to discuss supply chain and dairy today. Francisco, congratulations to your company for all of the progress that you made. And I want to thank the attendees for their really engaging questions.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you, Eva. It was a pleasure to me. And I will send the information to you to share with the attendees.
Perfect, and thank you. I want to let all of the attendees know that if you would like that after this section, we will, in 24 hours, you should receive an email with a replay of this video. If you have any friends that you'd like to forward it on to, they'll be able to access that at agrifoodconversations.com within the next 24 hours. Thank you all for your attendance.
Thank you.